MREC TV.
My name is Dana, and I'm calling because I have a question for Gene.
All right, this is Gene Dill. State your question.
Okay, so Gene, I read that that Frank Lucas turned into an informant, and I want to know why is it that his Puffy's dad or Diddy's dad was killed as an informant when Frank Lucas was an informant himself?
Well, see, you got to realize is that Frank Lucas turned informant against police officers.
Oh.
You understand? He turned informant against police officers that were working for him. Diddy's father was killed because he tried to rat out the people that he was working for.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, so also it said that he was mistaken as an informant.
It wasn't
true.
That's not true. It wasn't no mistaken shit. That's somebody that's trying to sell a story and say some other shit. New York Freddie. I was brought to him by Omar. Omar was one of his lieutenants. And you see Omar ran 114th Street, between 7th and 8th. Omar was one of our OGs whenever we gave block parties, boat rides, and everything like that, and we were short money or we need extra money, Omar would give us money towards that. He loved the way I cooked. He loved the way, we used to give block parties, stuff like that. He used to always come get a plate. You understand what I'm saying? So then he used to look out for us. So now Omar, when New York Freddie came home, Omar brought me to him because I was still dealing with Puff, and this was about 2003, 2004, something like that. And so then he said, I tried to talk to Puff. I called Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons wouldn't even answer my phone call or he wouldn't get back in touch with me. And this motherfucker used to go get my cleaners for me because he the one started that record label shit. And Russell Simmons took it to another level. He had his first record label. That was New York Freddie. He said, I had a glass table with $1 million, like covered in it. He had $100 bills, stacks of $100 bills and $10,000 all in this glass table where if you break the table, you could take a stacks of 10,000 out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Right. He said that was in my office. He said Russell Simmons used to go get my laundry for me from the cleaners.
Wow.
You understand? He said Diddy's father got caught, and he may have been set up by one of the people on the team and whatever, because Diddy's father really was a ladies' man. You know what I'm saying? This was New York Freddie was telling me. He was really a lady more. He was more like not a pimp, but a player. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. He had a lot of ladies and everything like that. He said that he was trying to get into the dope game, the drug game and stuff like that. He got caught by one of their cops that was working for them. He gave him $10,000, the cop. The cop brought them the written statement that Diddy father made and the recording. He told the guy who brought Diddy father in, you got to get rid of him. This is coming from New York Freddie's mouth to me.
Right, from somebody that was like,
that he was the boss out there. He was the boss. You understand? He told the guy he had to get rid of him, and he said, you know what? The guy who was carrying the casket, crying the hardest, is the one who killed him. Now that's some gangster shit.
Do you think this alias Frank Black and Frank White, do you think that Diddy is trying to be the new millennium Frank Lucas?
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's two questions. You only get one, Miss Dana.
I thought I saw that one in
No. What happened was that Big used to use Frank White. You remember that thing called New York? What was it? And the dude, one of my favorite actors too. The white boy, he played Frank White, the gangster in there. What's the name of that movie?
Is it Ray Liotta?
No.
No?
No, what's the name? Yeah, the chat gonna know. What's the name of that guy who played Frank White in that movie? Kings of New York. Chevron TV, Skrilla, Kings of New York. Yeah.
Oh, that ugly.
King of New York. King of Christopher Walken. Philly Raptor, Trick Walken, Kid Rock. Yeah. He played it. That was his name, Frank White. Big used to say his name was Frank White and everything like that. I don't know where Puff got the Frank Black shit from, but Big used to say he was Frank White, and Big Puff used to say back in the day when I was working for him, he was Barry Gordy. All right. Now get off my line so I can answer somebody else's questions.
All right, God.
Peace, world. We live on MREC TV. Look who I ran into. You know what I mean? At the UJC Summit. You know what I mean? Unique.
You know what it is, Rock Nation. I'm here with Grow Up, Grow Out, Credible Messenger, man. My people's in the office. Yo, I just let them know, y'all out there faking. You know I caught everything Gene threw in the palm of my hand. Run, I ain't want to run. See, catch it. You know I caught everything Gene threw in the palm of my hand, man. You even heard me going tap, tap, tap like I was 52. And yo, Gene, I already told Gene that we gonna put the gloves on, we gonna go in his backyard and we gonna go on Patreon with this, and I'm gonna knock his big ass out. If you look when I spun, right? When I threw the joint and I spun, check my footwork, right? When I spun, I was coming around to take this to hit his kneecap. That's all I wanted, hit his kneecap and bring him down. Then it don't matter how big he is. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna hurt the big dude. Everybody talk about Gene would have crushed me. Yo, Gene, we got a back.
But Gene got some hands.
No,
though.
he got hands. No, I ain't taking nothing from him. Gene's an animal.
Yeah.
Yo, I know Gene from back in the day, knockout artists. We know Gene. Picture your parole officer. You know what I mean? Going toe to toe with you, nigga, going body with you. And you know you. Come on, man. Nah, Gene official. That's family.
What was
man.
that about, though?
You know? Nah, because my thing is, he go down to the joint, and I'm like, why is you going down to the Diddy trial to antagonize these people? You know what I mean? Stop that. Let them people do what they do and get their justice off, and let the man fight for his life. But he's like, nah, you know, he hit me, man. He said this for Anthony and Barbara.
You asking
gotta
why?
see what for yourself? What do you expect?
I gotta see what's going on.
What do you expecting to see?
I'm expecting to see him get locked up. And I spent my life trying to save Mom getting locked up. This is one I ain't trying.
Why? Why? Give a good reason. One good reason.
Wolf Mama. Wolf. Big.
So then why not just knock
Riz.
him out?
What?
He hit me, man. He said this for Anthony and Barbara. And you know Wolf, with me and Wolf and Barbara and Gene will tell you, Barbara gave me a whole stack of pictures and want me to do a documentary on Wolf. I'm the only one she wants to do the documentary on Wolf. And I got mad pictures that she gave me. So Gene, we family, man. You know how we do. But it's all there, man. Like I said, if you got a brother that's a parole officer, you understand? And you got a brother that's a criminal. You understand? Do you say I'm not gonna talk to my brother that's a parole officer? You know what I mean? Because you want to be a criminal? Everybody choose their own path, but as long as you know where they stand, that's where it's at. Gene always stood the same place, man. And that's why I respect him for who he is. You know what I mean? I don't expect to, do nothing in front of Gene, carry no pistol, sell no drugs, because you already know what he's about. You understand? He's a correction officer. Correction officer. He's a parole officer. You know what I mean? And I even ran into people 2, 3 in the morning that done saw Gene, that done saw me and Gene on the joint and said, man, he was my parole officer, man. He helped me get a job. He kept me out of trouble. He did this, he did that. And I called Gene 2 in the morning on FaceTime for dude to give him his flowers while we out in the club. That's how real it is in the Ville. You know what I mean? His way of helping is being a parole officer. My way of helping was making illegal money and making sure everybody eat, but it cost me 26 years and I lost a lot of soldiers behind that. But now I'm trying to do the right thing, you know what I mean? And it's time to elevate, man, and grow up. Yo, MREC, I love you, man. You need to air that joint we did though, son.
No,
that joint
I
was
got
fire.
that. No, I got that. Now I got this too.
What?
Now look, I remember you bumping into Alpo, right?
Yeah.
MREC TV.